Alright, we move into Chapter 2. We're skipping 2.1, the estimation challenge. What we're going to look at today is 2.2. We're going to look at the addition of whole numbers and decimals. There are three methods or algorithms that you can choose. And to be honest with you, you just need to pick the algorithm or the method that works best for you and stick with it. I'm not going to require any particular one. If you like partial sums, do that. If you like the column method, do that. And if you like traditional addition, you do it that way. I'm going to cover all three of these and then show you the differences, and then we're going to talk about what you do when you add with decimals. Now, an algorithm, that's the spelling, is merely just a way of doing a math problem. So you pick the algorithm that's going to work best from you. Here's traditional. Traditional, you work right to left, and you do carrying, and that just depends on the problem itself. You work from right to left. You start in the ones place, and you add and carry if you need to. 7 plus 4 is 11. So we put the 1 down here, and we have to carry the ones back up here, that 10 up to there. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 3 is 5, and then 3 plus 1 is 4. That's traditional algorithm for addition, working right to left, and you're green. Now, partial sums has a couple differences. It works left to right, and that's a little confusing for some people. And there's no carrying, at least not at first, not in the problem itself. You may have to do some carrying down here, but not yet up here. Now, we work left to right. In traditional, we started in the ones column, and we work this way. In partial sums, we're going to start in the hundreds column and work to the right. And what you're going to do is you're going to think 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, but this is 300 plus 100, so that would get you 400. Then we're going to move to the tens digit. This is 1 plus 3, but again, it's 10 plus 30, which gets you 40. And then we're going to work the ones digit. 7 plus 4 is 11. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add these up. 0 plus 0 plus 1, 0 plus 4 plus 1, and 4. Bring it down. 451. I see we get the same answer as our traditional method, but it's just a different way of doing it. Partial sums works that direction. Now here's an example of partial sums. We're going to start with the hundreds place. 4 plus 7 is 11. And we're dealing with hundreds. Then we go to the tens. 5 plus 9 is 14 tens. And then we do the single digits, or the ones, and that's 6 plus 0. And we add them up. 6, 4, 1 plus 1 is 2. And we bring the 1 down, 1,246. That's partial sums. The column method is a little different. You work left to right again. There is some carrying involved. I don't know if this is my favorite method, but it works for some kids, and if you like it, go with it. If it works for you, that's fine with me. Now the setup is similar. Take your three numbers, put them up like you would addition problem, but you draw these columns going down, separating the numbers, the place values, ones, tens, hundreds. Then all you do is you add these together. Okay? 8 plus 7 is going to give you 15. 4 plus 7 gets you 11, and 3 plus 1 gets you 4. Now, you know you can't squeeze two numbers into one place value. So that's where the carrying kicks in. That's where the carrying kicks in. So 8 plus 7 is 15. We can put the 5 here, but then we have to move the 1 over here. 4 plus 7 is 11. We can put the 1 here and carry the 1 over there. And 3 plus 1 is a 4. Now, you might say, well, isn't that just the same as carrying the 1? Except instead of carrying the 1 up here, you're putting it down here. Yeah, it is the same, but what we're doing here is we're trying to keep it organized in these columns. A lot of people have a tendency to get a little sloppy up here and lose their place. So now we just combine the two numbers as we add them up, and that's what we get. Okay, now, one of the parts to 2.2 is adding whole numbers and decimals. Now here's the problem. Since day one, when you first walked into kindergarten or first grade or second grade when you learned addition, you were told to line your addition problems up by the ones digit. In other words, you took your single digits and you lined them up. Now, you would not line up an addition problem like that. This is not 1 plus 1. That does not work. And when you got two-digit addition, you lined them up by the ones digit. You did not write it as something like this. That would not make sense. So the problem is here, when we do addition with decimals, we're going to get some problems that look like this, that look weird, that are strange. And here it is. The rule to adding with decimals is to line your addition up by the decimal point. And that's key. That's the big part right there. That's the number one rule you need to know. So when you see a little addition problem here, you have to stop and think. You've got to check your brain for a moment and say, all right, my rule is I have to line these up by the decimal point. Because what you may have wanted to do is just line these up by that last digit and add them. But the problem is the 3 and the 7 are not 1's place value. They don't have the same place value, so you can't use them. So we line it up by the decimal point. We take 2.3 and we add it to 0.17, and that looks weird. We've got this floating space here and here. You have to put in your magic zeros, your placeholders, and just add. 0 plus 7 is 7, 3 plus 1 is 4. Just drop the decimal point straight down, and 2 plus 0 is 2. So there's your answer, 2 and 47 hundredths, 2.47. Okay, try these two. Here's an example here and an example here. Pause the video, write them down on a piece of paper, and come back when you think you're ready. What you should have done is taken them and added them or lined them up by their decimal point. 0 plus 8 is 8, 2 plus 3 is 5. Put the decimal point. 3 plus 4 is 7, and bring the 2 down. 27.58. This one, a little different, 0.93, and we're going to add to it 2.2. 3 plus 0 is 3. 9 plus 2 is 11, so we got to carry a 1. Bring our decimal point down. 3.13 is what you should have come up with.